Welcome back to the Battle Camp. Thank you for clicking on this video. If it's your first time, please hit the subscribe button. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. So Bob Arum had an interview with World Boxing News. I'll put a link to the article or the interview or the web page in the description. And basically what he'd done during this interview is just have a massive go at Eddie Hearn. I won't read you bits and pieces out of it because you can do that for yourself. But the main kind of the gist of what he basically said is Eddie Hearn is squandering all of the money that he's been given by DAZN, putting on shows that no one gives a fuck about. He doesn't know the US market. He's being exposed because of that. He said the show that the Tevin Farmer, O'Connor, whatever his name was, the Tevin Farmer show in Philadelphia, that happened in the States. Was it last week or the week before? But anyway, he said that majority of the crowd there were from the UK, and he can't operate an American business from the UK. And he said that basically DAZN should be considering, or they should give Oscar De La Hoya control of the boxing content that is produced for DAZN, because Oscar De La Hoya understands the American market, and he especially knows the Hispanic market within the States, and DAZN will be better off with that effectively. So look, the only reaction that I have to Bob Arum saying this is a little bit of confusion, and the confusion is this. I've seen Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn on a number of occasions over the last couple of years on YouTube videos, talking, sitting in the same place, being all pally friends, etc. And I just find it weird how these guys can like talk this much shit about each other to the media, and then still, when they see each other, still be all smiles and hugs and, oh, how you doing, you all right? Do you know what I mean? I find that really odd. But that's because that's why I'm not a I'm not a boxing promoter. Maybe I'm too sensitive, I don't know. But I think one of the things that I take away from this is there's a real Cold War going on. And unlike the actual Cold War, which was between two sides, this is a three-way battle. It's a fucking triple threat match. Stone Cold, The Rock, and Triple H. Now, I don't know who's who, but it's between Bob Arum, Al Heyman, and Eddie Hearn from a promotional standpoint. And they're all just going at each other. And they all have their biggest weapon, which are their heavyweight fighters. And the sad thing is, it feels like we're not going to be able to see them use their biggest weapons against each other, because there's so much at stake with regards to their partnerships and their deals that they have with their respective broadcast partners. Now, I think the motivation behind this attack on Eddie Hearn, quite a personal attack on Eddie Hearn, is kind of more towards DAZN. And what I mean by that is Bob Arum and Top Rank's biggest competitor in the space that Bob Arum is pushing out most of his content, ESPN Plus, is DAZN. And DAZN are obviously a cash-rich company, and they're throwing money at boxers to get them to fight on DAZN. Now, ESPN Plus is a more established streaming service, and they have a lot of different sports that they rely on for subscribers. Their portfolio is a lot bigger than what DAZN's is, which is why they have so many more subscribers than what DAZN do, you'd imagine, even though I don't know the actual numbers both ways. Just the deal that they have with the UFC apparently added, you know, thousands of more subscribers to their platform. And again, this might be spin and bullshit, but I don't know. But anyway, I'm kind of going off track here. The point I'm trying to make is Bob Arum's biggest competitor in all of this, I'd say, is Eddie Hearn, just from a broadcast and streaming partner point of view. So by having a go at Eddie Hearn and saying that basically DAZN have put their faith in the wrong guy, is telling you that the content that is being provided by DAZN is shite. Basically, that's what he's getting at. I'm no fucking psychologist, and this is just my opinion. I'm speculating here. This is why I think he's said what he has. And the second reason I believe that Bob Arum has said this, and the timing of this article came out on the 24th of March, and it is today the 24th of March was it's the 20th. So this came out yesterday, Sunday, and I don't know when they sat down and done this interview, whether it was a few days prior, but this might be a response to Eddie Hearn's reaction to the announcement of Tyson Fury fighting Schwartz. Tom Schwartz, I think his name is. And Eddie Hearn, as per usual, didn't mince his words. He was quite vocal about the fact that this is a terrible fight, and I think a lot of people that watch boxing agree with the fact that this fight between Tyson Fury and Schwartz is bullshit. Eddie Hearn, one of the interviews that I saw him over the weekend, he basically said, if AJ was fighting this guy, can you imagine the backlash he would have got? And I think it might be a response to that, if obviously the interview happened after Bob Arum caught wind of Eddie Hearn's reaction to the opponent that they picked for Tyson Fury. I think the thing here is, people like these guys talk about culture and they talk about what the market's like, etc. Like they talk about the market like it's flourishing. It's flourishing because there's a big injection by broadcasters and platforms from a financial point of view. But any other way of looking at boxing, it's not fucking flourishing. Like, if DAZN and ESPN Plus didn't exist, and all of this money, this is artificial money within the market of boxing in the States. Now, what I mean by that is, these guys are speculating with their investments. They're investing with the hope that this investment pays off. Like, if you look at boxing over here in the UK, right, it's pretty straightforward. You book an arena, the O2, you know that it's gonna sell out, right? Well, you don't know. Okay, let me start again. Let me rephrase this. In the UK, this is how it works. You book an arena and you forecast, okay, we're going to sell out and the gate will be, I don't know, this is just a figure that I'm plucking out of thin air, £1 million. And the broadcaster is going to give us, I don't know what they get, but let's just say the broadcaster is going to give them another £1 million. And then our sponsors are going to give them £500,000. That's £2.5 million, right? And then you build a card within that budget. Right, we'll give headliner and the other guy, we'll give the two headliners £500,000 between them, and then we'll give the rest of the undercard another £1 million, I don't know, depending on the fights, etc. If you split all with all the fighters. Is it making sense what I'm saying? So you have a budget and you stick to it and you end up making money because there's an appetite for people to come out and watch boxing. Now, by all accounts, in the States, there's not really much interest from a television audience, people that are sitting at home watching it. No one fucking goes to watch the fights in the arenas. So all of these broadcasters are basically putting money into a market, hoping that their investments improve the overall state of the market. And I don't know what the fuck that's called because I'm not an economist, but that's what's going on. So when people like Bob Arum, Shelley Finkel, talk about, oh, he doesn't know the market. What fucking market? What market are you talking about? Because it's on its last legs from where we're seeing it. Where's the excitement? Where are the stars in boxing in the States at the moment? Now, obviously, there are stars in boxing, Canelo, people like that in the States. There are people that can fill arenas. There are people that can sell tickets. There are people that do manage to get an audience when they fight on TV. I'm talking about the market as a whole, in general. Like, from where I see it, none of these fuckers understand it. Eddie Hearn clearly doesn't understand it fully. He's admitted it himself. He said Philadelphia was the first show that he'd done in the States where he was happy and proud, and he felt that he cracked it a little bit in the States. And he's learned a lot in his experience over however many months he's been doing it over there. People like Bob Arum and Shelley Finkel have been around for decades. And they've seen the market when it's been flourishing. They've seen it in its height, in its kind of height of popularity. And it isn't there at right now. So what market are they talking about? Do they know the market? Do they understand how things have changed? How technology has changed viewing habits? How technology has changed us as consumers? Do they understand what this younger generation want and how they want things presented to them? I don't know, it's just food for thought. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys think about what I've just said. Have a read of the article. Share your opinions about what Bob Arum said about Eddie Hearn. Feel free to share this video with a friend, or 2, or 3, or 4. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys next time.